I think the reason it's such a touchy topic is because a lot of people act hypocritical in it, and we don't like that, and we get mad about that, and so then we look for someone to focus our anger at. Instead of looking at it and saying, they are struggling with the temptation. Whether or not they know they're struggling with that temptation, they're struggling with the temptation. We should treat them the same way as anyone else. We should love them and care about them. I mean, if you had someone come up to you who's an alcoholic and says, hey, I'm an alcoholic and I don't want to quit, do you say, oh, well, then you can go to hell? No, you love them. You try to help them. Do whatever you can to make sure they know they're valued and to make sure that there is a life outside of that. And if they come to you and they say, I want to quit, I'm struggling with it, you look at them and you tell them that, this is something you can overcome. People have done it before. You can do this, and that you are bigger than this, and that we're going to be there for you. And you can see this in countless instances where people come together to help people quit these things. Same with like pornography. If someone's coming up to you and say, hey, I'm struggling with pornography, would you like, get out of my house? I hate you. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. No, you would be like, what can I do to help? It's a battle that you don't understand because no one can understand the temptations of another. But with those sins, you have a desire to help them and to help them overcome them and to help them feel loved. But for some reason within Christianity, when someone comes out and says, I have same gender attraction, immediately you like step back and you're just like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, oh, you can't do that. And you immediately go from talking about how porn is bad or alcohol is bad to all of a sudden, well, you're gay and being gay is bad. And we lose the very essence of what the gospel of Jesus Christ is. And that is, every single one of us is valued. Every single one of us has potential. And the gospel is to help every single one of us. It's not like there's one thing that's like, oh, sorry, you can't actually overcome this. That was a bad hand that was dealt to you. You're just done for. And I've seen people who have walked down that path. One of my old coworkers, he walked down that path and he's like, oh, I'm a gay Mormon. And I was like, what do you mean you're a gay Mormon? And I fell into the trap of thinking he was a bad person. And he ended up distancing himself from the church because everyone treated him that way. He went and got married to his lover and did all these different things. But then he realized that that wasn't what was fulfilling. And so he broke up. He started meeting with the missionaries. And to see the courage he had to post on Facebook to say, I struggle with same-sex attraction. I have been gay and I have acted gay, but I'm being rebaptized. To have all of his friends not understand, why would you do that? Why would you come back to the Mormon church when they teach against gay marriage, when they teach against what you believe? And his reply was that they don't teach against what he believes, and that he had walked that path and that it was empty, and that he longed for the relationship with Jesus Christ. And to see him now being able to openly talk about it, he doesn't say things like, oh, I'm gay, or I have a boyfriend. He talks about it saying, I struggle with this sin. We all struggle with sins. And the power of the gospel is when, as a church, we come together to help others overcome their sins. And we realize that it's not something we can do for them, but something that comes as they grow closer to Christ. And I think that if we focused on that aspect in all these people who struggle with addictions, it would change the way that people are feeling in the church. In all the churches, in all Christian churches, if we would focus on helping them come closer to Christ, they would feel loved and they would learn what true love is. And they have a desire to be more like Jesus Christ. But instead, they feel shunned, they feel hurt, and they feel anger. And if I felt anger and shunned and hurt, I wouldn't go to church. I mean, who would want to go to a church where you don't feel the Savior? And that's why a lot of gay people leave the church. And that's how we can fix it, is by helping them to feel the Savior's love.